me here today. It's Fascinating Facts Friday, and today our facts are about sponges! No, Scotty, you can't have a sponge. So, sponges are not plants, they're animals. Even though they don't move, right? They anchor themselves to something attached, maybe a rock, but normally it's coral. They are one of the simplest animals, very, very simple, and they are probably the simplest besides the jellyfish. So they don't have a brain, they don't have a central nervous system, we'll talk about it later, they don't even have any organs at all. They're just made of specialized cells. Whoa, what did I just do? Sorry. They live on the ocean floor. I told you that already. There are about 16,000 other animals that actually live inside a sponge's porous body. So all of those little holes in the sponges are full of living things, bacteria and algae and tiny little crustacean. So krill would probably live in there. So super awesome little habitat besides being a living thing. New types of sponges are found every year. I think that's because sponges probably are able to interbreed between species, and maybe we get hybrid species of sponges, but that's just my little theory as I was thinking about this as I was researching sponges. One of the biggest sponges was actually 10 foot wide. That's 10 of these, 10 feet wide. That is big. And I'll have a picture of sponges in a second. Sponges don't have organs. They have specialized cells that carry out all their bodily functions. They're actually just filter feeders, which means that directly through the cell membrane of Scout gets the starring role today. Through the cell membrane of their cells, they just filter feed. So zooplankton and phytoplankton, so algae and little things, go through the cell membrane. They consume them, and their waste goes back out through their cell membrane. High to low, just like diffusion. There's a few species of sponges that live really deep in the ocean that are actually carnivorous, and they eat small crustacean and other small little animals, but they're super deep. The only real predator to sponges is sea turtles. They will nibble on them. They don't impact the sea turtles because to most fish, sponges are actually toxic. And even if humans rub up on them with snorkeling or diving, they can get a little rash from them. So, there are sponge fossils that date back to almost 1 billion years old. And in the Caribbean Sea, this is so cool. They are able to, there's so many sponges in the Caribbean with all the coral reefs that they are able to filter all the water in one day. So that water goes through all of those sponges. This is a super important role. And it's a lot of times why you find it so clear and blue near coral reefs because of the sponges doing their job. And this is cool, and we continue to study sponges because of this. If part of a sponge breaks off, it can totally grow a brand new sponge, which is really great for maintaining a healthy sponge population in our oceans. And sponges are found in almost every ocean where there are coral reefs in warm areas. And one more interesting fact is if I were at school, somebody would probably say, how do they reproduce? And I would tell you that they release eggs, and sperm is similar to fish. They actually spawn, and those come together in the water and fertilize that cell, and that fertilized cell sinks to the bottom of the ocean and attaches to something and starts to reproduce and develops into a sponge. Emma, do you think you can zoom in?
Yeah.
I have 2 pictures. So this is one type of sponge. Good.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one most people are familiar with. That's a barrel sponge. All set?
Yeah.
And there you have it. Amazing Animal Facts Friday. See you next week.